This type of guy doesn't chase women, and I'll tell you why. Number one, if he's really this type of guy, he probably don't have an issue with women. That's number one. Number two, when a man is secure and he's confident, and he's good being by himself, I think a lot of people try to fill up the space because they don't like being alone. This type of guy don't struggle with being alone. So he don't need you. He wants you, but he don't need you. And because he doesn't need you, he ain't gonna chase you. Which, to be honest with you, I think is a strength, because you don't want a man that needs someone, who just doesn't like being alone, so they'll take anybody just to fill in the space. That's not the kind of guy you actually want. You want a guy that's okay being alone, because if you're in his space or he wants you around, you know he genuinely wants you around. It's not just to have somebody there or to fill in the blank.
The only dating advice that modern men need. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. Today, I'm going to be talking about the only dating advice that modern men need. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because there's just too many false teachers running around here giving dating advice, and men are still losing, and the women are still winning. You may watch a lot of videos that show, oh, women are complaining about dating in their 30s. Let me tell you something. Everyone's gonna have a hard time dating in their 30s if you don't get your life right. The difference between a man and a woman, most guys that are depressed in their 30s, they take themselves out or they cross over to the other side. When it comes to a woman lives off of emotions and delusion. So she can easily lie to herself in order to make herself happy, which is where a lot of men get upset when you start seeing women live delusional lives. But you have to understand woman's nature. It's a defense cope mechanism for them to lie to themselves because they're suffering from insecurities. Once you accept female nature, then you accept that a female's nature is going to always be moody and unpredictable. But that's where you use that to your advantage. You have to be less responsive to her moods, because she may get mad that you're not adjusting to her moods, but she turns around and respects it later. In order for you to get to this thought process where you're able to ignore her, you have to have your purpose above the woman. And we say this a lot of times, but one thing that men have to understand, when women do not have any leadership in their life, and every guy that they're coming across is weak and they're just running through them, they can use them, they can take advantage of them, it's because they're coming across too many weak men. The more weaker guys that women come across, the more detrimental it is to their health. You take a woman who doesn't have a father in her life. Look how wild she runs. She gets tattoos at an early age. She starts dyeing her hair. She's the wild girl at the party. All the guys want to mess with her. They want to sleep with her because she come across so easy. She's always free-spirited. But by the time she gets around 20, 25 to her 30s, she starts to age fast. Lips are looking black. Her cuteness is starting to dull out. May even have a couple of baby daddies underneath her belt at some point. At some point, she self-destructs because she doesn't have a leader. But you take that girl out there who has a dominant father, she's more likely to be successful at something, even if it's athletic. A lot of girls who are in track have both their mom and dad. A lot of girls who play tennis have both their mom and dad. A lot of women that are in activities, gymnasts, things like that, dancing, they all have both of their parents. So that tells you the woman that doesn't have any structure is more likely to self-destruct. The woman that has structure already knows how to build. So as a man, you have to be something that women look up to. You have to already be a leader. What we have is so many guys that's gained the knowledge. You've gained the knowledge of what an alpha male is supposed to be like, what an alpha male is supposed to look like, but you haven't applied it to your life. You're an internet alpha. What do I mean an internet alpha? You could tell people the traits of an alpha male. You can talk real good like an alpha male because there's nobody there to verify it. You can even go on a podcast and act like you're confident like that, because most of this, what we're into, it's entertainment. But when you're dealing with a false frequency of just talking like an alpha without the experience, you ultimately are going to lose. And these are the alpha males that'll tell you like, oh, I wouldn't mess with her because she's a 304. Oh, these girls are washed up and all this is that. Sorry, homeboy. You got guys like me. I spend more time rejecting women. I spend more time telling women, chill out. I spend more time telling women, bye. You know why? Because I've worked myself up to value, and the girl I got is valuable. So I don't have to cater to low value women who grew up without a father in their life. I actually have structure where I gotta go. And believe it or not, that's the only way that you're gonna win with a woman. That's the only way. In society, it was already 20% of guys getting all the women. Now 20% of those guys that are still working to be the guy, they're still getting more women, while the other guys who didn't get women are just sobbing slowly and shortly, dissolving as a person and just drowning in more misery. In life, you can't do that. As a man, you're supposed to go through the pain. As you go through the pain, it builds a character to you. Nothing is supposed to be easy to you. And no matter how many motivational speeches or videos you watch on YouTube, everybody is saying the same thing. In order for you to win and be respected, you have to be a man. So that's the ultimate dating rule. When women come across a man's man, that's the guy that she wants to be with. She don't want to be with a complainer. She doesn't want to be with a simp. Simps are useful whenever women are feeling down and out and feeling low about themselves. But for the most part, if you're unable to become a man in modern society, you will shrivel up like a worm and you will die off. And the reason for that is because society doesn't need you. Society doesn't need you at all. And the red pill world is knowledge. It's not a movement. Everyone acts like red pill is these set of guys that's just not taking it from women anymore. That's the delusion. The guys that ain't taking it from women anymore are already the guys that haven't placed themselves into something that a woman's want. So how could you call yourself rejecting women when they didn't want you in the first place? That's where we're losing here. We're losing because guys are too caught up in the entertainment portion that caters to their shoulders of insecurity, and we have less men that are willing to go out here and actually become the version of themselves that they need to be in order to win when it comes to women. Nowadays, you have to work harder to bring in yourself a value than what you have ever had in the past. And the reason for that is because life is getting harder. Life has weakened people. It's separating the strong from the weak as we speak right now. Those who are weak will get slaughtered. You will fall back. You will be in your room. Your body has already ran out of dopamine releases. What do I mean your body has ran out of dopamine releases? You're browsing your phone now for no apparent reason whatsoever. You don't even know why you're strolling half the time when you're strolling down. That's what's wrong with modern men. There's no more dopamine releases for you. You have to turn off the phone in order for you to try to find happiness somewhere else. This just browsing every day, woman this, woman nature that, woman's nature that. You don't even know why you're watching these videos. You don't know why you're watching these clips. You're just trying to find happiness somewhere that doesn't exist. So when you're trapped inside of that world, it's almost virtually impossible for you to be in a relationship with a woman or get a woman, because you're losing out on leadership that you need in real life. The dating game has changed, but for the most part, I'll probably say black men have taken the strongest hit because black women have become the most dominant. But there is a shift in reality whenever it comes to women now, and you're seeing a lot more desperate women that are willing to adapt to a man. It's just that you don't have enough men out here that are man enough for the woman to adapt to. And if you take that personal, that's just what it is. I got some reaction videos coming out that'll put you back on that bot shit. All right, so hopefully you guys got the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.